Hey friends, welcome to my channel, Let's Get Crafting. Today I'm reviewing and using this really super cute collection from Simple Stories. It's called Hip Hop Hooray, and I just love all the little detail stickers, the chipboard, and the tags. There's so many fun little elements to this, plus a lot of really cute pattern paper. These are the papers I decided to use for my layout today, and I'm going to be using these photos of my daughter when she turned 2. I have a lot of really great A sides and B sides to this collection, which I really loved that and appreciated. And then I brought in some cardstock that I had to match the colors of the collection. Now, one of the tricks I like to do is to preserve some of the colored cardstock. I love to layer stuff, so sometimes I will cut out a piece out of the middle where I know I'm going to be layering something else on top of to make sure that I don't lose out on being able to use that paper. Because when you start layering big pieces like this, it really does use up a lot of the paper and you can save a whole bunch. Now this is my tape gun. I get asked about it all the time. I love this thing and I will link it down below. Now I like to always have some type of a border, and you can see here that I cut down a little bit, and now I'm figuring out the placement of my photos, and I'm going to start bringing in the pattern papers. Now I will have all of the measurements down below on a layout in a PDF that you can print out and be able to use if you want to try out this layout. But right now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to create a large tag. Later on you're going to see that this is going to become a journal tag, but I love tags, I love layering papers, and it just makes things pop and have so much more personality. You get a lot of bang for your buck with just a couple pieces of paper. So right now what I'm doing is I'm taking this really pretty plaid paper and I'm going to layer it on top of a hot pink piece of paper, cardstock. And now with my scissors, I'm just going to create a bumpy scallop at the top. The other 3 sides are definitely flat, as you can see. And there was just something about this that I thought added a little bit of extra detail and just cuteness at the top. Now for my tag, I cut it down to size. And my trick is I cut off one corner first, then I take that piece that I cut off, flip it around the other way, and then use it as a template for the other side so my tag always looks the same on both sides. Now I'm going to layer that on a lighter piece of cardstock. This is the piece that I cut out in the very beginning that was part of the backer. Once I had that, I glued that onto one of the B sides of this pattern paper that has the plaid. And I'm just using these old school scallop scissors. I love these things, and I just cut out a scallop border around it. Now to add in a little bit more detail, I busted out all of my brads and my eyelets that I've had for years, and I'm going to use my crocodile to punch a hole and to insert in this little eyelet, and then I'm going to just crimp down and lock it into place. Now that I've got my tags and my photos in place, I'm going to come down towards the bottom and I'm going to layer on this long strip of this pink polka dot paper and then add on a smaller layered cream tag that matches the same as my large tag with the eyelet on it. This is going to be where my title is. I'm using some foam square tape to just pop up the word fun. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to start layering on some more paper. I took another long strip of this hot pink and I scalloped on the 2 long sides but made the sides, the edges, I made those straight. And then I put on the word birthday, and at this point it's really starting to come together and just has so many fun details to it. Then down at the bottom I decided to carry a couple more eyelets down to bring your eye down to that word fun. Added some more foam tape underneath some chipboard pieces to add in a cute little detail here and there. And now this part's optional. If you're doing a birthday layout, I thought this would be so cute to put the number that she was turning so you know right away how old the person is that they're turning. So I just sketched a 2 out and then I cut that and taped it on with some foam tape and popped some yellow behind it. You could definitely use your silhouette if you wanted to, or your Cricut to be able to do that. Then I like to add in a couple little tags, and these are from their tags that they have with this collection. And I'm just going to layer some things on And I love this little square one because I'm gonna be able to put on the date in just a minute. But one of the things I love to do is I love to have different size photos, because then you can really maximize how many photos you get on a 12 by 12 layout. So here I am, I'm putting on some of these contact photos. These are the ones that you would see where you are having an inventory of how many pictures that you have. And I'm just going to use those as an option for my layout. And then after I've got all these little details on here, I'm then going to come in and I'm going to date the year that we celebrated her 2nd birthday. Then at the very end, I just come in with my journaling, take my time and write down the things that are really important that I didn't want to forget, and then a couple of doodles, and after that, my layout is ready to preserve. Thank you so much for stopping by for this video today. I have one more layout coming, but first I wanted to remind you all, down below in my description box, there is a PDF file that will have the sketches for today with all the measurements that you will need if you want to create these layouts yourself. And don't forget to subscribe because I have so many more fun videos coming. And don't forget about my Cricut giveaway I'm doing to celebrate the starting of this new channel. I will link that video down below in my description box and at the end of this video. This collection has so many beautiful papers, so now we're going to move on to a couple of these polka dots, some of the gingham, and some florals. I love this floral paper and decided to bring in some buttery yellows and some tan neutrals. Now I'm going to do my trick again where I'm going to preserve some of this pattern paper. I'm just going to cut out a little bit here so that way when I want to use another piece of it, I didn't use up this huge piece for a backing part of my layout. Now this layout is definitely going to be formatted different than the last one. So what I'm going to do is I've decided to go very long on this versus spread out like I did on the last one. And I'm going to simply have a nice long piece of paper, white, and we are going to do a whole bunch of layers. So once I had those two pieces, the pattern and the white together, I'm now going to come in with a polka dot. Now I showed myself taking my photo and ripping that first hot pink around it. I do like a little texture, so sometimes I like to rip my paper like that. And now I'm going to just continue to create and stack pattern papers underneath my photo. So far I've got a hot pink and a polka dot yellow, and now I'm going to come in with this pink gingham, and already you can just see how cute it's starting to get this personality to it. And now I'm going to come in with this neutral cardstock, and I'm just going to layer them all on top of each other. I love how this looks when all these papers are stacked together like this. Sometimes I love to do this on layouts where I only have one photo because it really does beef up the layout. Now I only had one photo of this day. This is a dress that my mom wore when she was a baby, and she passed it down to my daughter. So I wanted to make sure I documented this one photo. Now at this point you can see that I put a piece of white cardstock down, but in a minute I'm actually going to lift it up and put a piece of yellow underneath it because I wanted it to stand out a little bit better. These stickers are actually from American Crafts. I'll try to link everything I used in this video down below in my description box, so if you're interested in these collections, you can. Now for this layout, I decided to do the title 3 Generations, and I'm adding on all the little details with the tags and the stickers. And at this point you can see here that I did come back in with that yellow cardstock. I did a little scallop at the bottom and then a border straight lines around the sides. And then I just tucked that back in underneath. This collection has so many pieces of chipboard that are just so darling, as well as all the stickers. So I'm just layering them together like a little garden down by the tree. I thought the tree would be really appropriate for it being a generation page, so it's like our family tree. And then I'm just coming in here and I'm playing with all my little flowers. I think this is my favorite part when I come to the end of a layout. Once I got things all formatted how I want it, I start adding in all of these cute little details. Now I had this piece of scrap paper that had hearts punched out from it from a long time ago, and I decided to go ahead and cut that and turn that into a banner and sneak that underneath. But that's really easy to do. You just take a hole punch or some type of a shape punch, and you just punch a whole bunch of holes. And then I just did a dovetail at the end. Now I'm adding on this cute banner that says good times, and that's going to allow me a spot to be able to do my journaling. I like to freehand my handwriting a lot because I want my kids to be able to see my own handwriting. And then the finishing touches are just a couple more stickers, and then a few doodles up the side and some little dots and lines along the other side. I hope that you enjoyed this class today and you will give paper crafting a try. I have loved paper for years, and it's such a fun way to document your most treasured memories of your family members and friends. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. And don't forget to go over and check out my Heidi Sonboul DIY channel if you like doing home decor projects, and as well as over on my Instagram account where I have all sorts of fun posts that I post daily. Thanks so much for stopping by, and until the next episode, bye friends!